Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horse.
Shake shoo bob shooby doo doo booby doo dow.
And the shot rang out, bang!
Hot dog!
Don't hesitate! It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow!
Well, howdy folks, my name is Ralph Litwin and welcome to Horses Sing None of It. Nice to have you tuning in. And today we have a very special show with a group of Irish musicians. And I'd like to introduce you to Mick Moloney here, who's from Philadelphia. Hi, Mick.
How you doing, Ralph?
Show. And Mick is very well known. If you know Irish music, you know Mick Moloney. He's a tenor banjo player, guitar player, and let's call him the dean of Irish American music here from Philadelphia.
Well, before that, I was actually from County Limerick many moons ago. And I came over to America like many a person before me. And the product of that immigration, one of the products was Ilene Ivers here from the Bronx. So his parents come from County Mayo in the west of Ireland. And we have a visitor, special guest, all the way from County Down, from Rostrevern County Down, is coming over to Mr. Tommy Sands.
Welcome to you all. It's a pleasure to have you on a show. A real honor.
Thank you.
To have you here. What would you like to share with us?
Well, we're going to start off with a couple of jigs and then a reel. And the first jig is called the Shaskeen jig, followed by dancing tables, and then a reel called the Wise Maid. And then you'd never know what would happen. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That is some pretty hot dancing and picking. So who was that dancing man?
That's Regan Wick. He's All-Ireland step dancing champion
All right.
from Denver, Colorado. Keeps him occupied. And that kind of dancing came over from Ireland with the immigrants over the last few hundred years. And of course it has evolved here in America as well as continuing to evolve in Ireland. And that's the product there as you see it right now.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. Well, we sing a lot of songs, in fact, about Irish immigration to America because so many Irish people have come over the years and there's so many songs about coming and songs about settling. And one of our favourites is a song called Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore, which I'm going to do for you now.
I followed them down to the boat. They didn't want me to come. They said there must be no crying. I'll be long enough alone, I said, and I watched my two strong sons. And they were children again, with the tears in their eyes. And they were the tears of leaving and loving, and they were the tears of hoping.
From Derry Quay we sailed away on the 23rd of May. We were boarded by a pleasant crew bound for America. Fresh water there we did take on 5,000 gallons or more. In case we run short, going to New York, far away from the Shamrock Shore.
We sailed 3 days, we were all seasick, not a man on board was free. We were all confined onto our bunks, with no one to pity poor me. No father kind, or mother dear, to lift up my head when 'twas sore, which made me think more of the lassie I left on Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore.
We safely reached the other side in 23 days. We were taken as passengers by a man and led round in 6 different ways. We each of us drank a parting glass in case we should never meet more. And we said goodbye to old Ireland, to Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore. So fare thee well, sweet Liza dear, and likewise to Derry town. And twice farewell to my comrades, boys, who dwell on that sainted ground. If fortune it ever should favour me, or I do have money in store, I'll go back and I'll wed the wee lassie I left on Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore.
Beautiful.
A lot of people come over here, of course. In more recent years, in the early days, it's terrible necessity drove them here. But then, more recent years, people come over, I suppose, with the great intentions of making some money fairly quickly, and then going back home and buying a pub or something like that, or getting married to a woman who owned a pub. That wee bit handier. But very often they didn't make it home. And this is a song about that. I think someone said one time, Mick, the difference between an Irish boomerang and an Australian boomerang was that the Australian boomerang always comes back. The Irish boomerang always sings about. Well, we'll give that a go.
Yeah.
I always will remember well the day we went away, sailing out of Belfast in the morning. Our hopes were on tomorrow as we kissed the girls farewell, but our dreams were on the day of our returning. And they'll be dancing, romancing, and nevermore we'll roam. They'll be rolling in the hay, there'll be whiskey in the tay, when the boys come rolling home. We safely reached the other side in New York City Fair, in spite of wind and rain and stormy weather. We all sat down and drank a glass and wished each other well, and we said we'd all come back again together. And they'll be dancing, romancing, and nevermore we'll roam. They'll be rolling in the hay, there'll be whiskey in the day, when the boys come rolling home. Well, Joey went to Boston and Sam to Buffalo, and Mick Moloney went to Philadelphia. We used to get some letters then, but that was long ago, and they always spoke of Ireland and returning. And they'll be dancing, romancing, and nevermore we'll roam. They'll be rolling in the hay, there'll be whiskey in the tay, when the boys come rolling home. I must be over 90 now, my grandson's by the bed, and here I'm in Chicago, I'm still scheming. He says he'll take me back again to rest my weary head, and I'll leave him a legacy of dreaming. And they'll be dancing, romancing, and nevermore we'll roam. They'll be rolling in the hay, there'll be whiskey in the tay, when the boys come rolling home. And they'll be dancing, romancing, and nevermore we'll roam. They'll be rolling in the hay, there'll be whiskey in the tay, when the boys come rolling home.
Woo. All right. Yeah. Well, we should tell folks if they want to find out about recordings by any of you, or if they want to find out how to get on your mailing list, we're going to give Mick's number, and he'll be the USA contact point. So why don't you tell your number, Mick, and it'll be shown on the screen.
It'll be 215-848-0550 in the Germantown area of downtown Philadelphia.
All right, we're going to take us a little break for a public service announcement, and we'll be right back with Mick Moloney, Ilene Ivers, Tommy Sands, and Regan. What's Regan's last name?
Wick.
Regan Wick. You can win this swell set of recordings by artists who have appeared on Horses Sing None of It, simply by sending your name, address, and telephone number to me, Ralph Litwin. Horses Sing None of It, 140 Morris Street in Morristown, New Jersey, 07960. You can win recordings by the amazing, incredible Liza DiSavino, Dennis Dougherty, Margot Hennebach, Juggernaut String Band, Dave Kleiner, Ansel Matthews, Kathy Moser, Patrick Regan, Elaine Silver, New Jersey Songwriter Circle, and these two albums by me, Ralph Litwin. To win, send your name, address, and telephone number to Ralph Litwin, Horses Sing None of It, 140 Morris Street, Morristown, New Jersey, 07960. Ah-ha! Oh, we're back. Horses Sing None of It. And right now we're going to hear a song from Tommy Sands.
It's a song actually with a fairly complicated chorus, Ralph, and I'm sure the audience out there, being very intelligent people, could maybe join in this particular chorus. It's a song by a man called Dunn. I once was well acquainted with a man called John Francis Alexander Big Red-Headed Dunn. A very simple, unsophisticated sort of a man, and fond of harmless fun. He courted young and married was when he was 21, and a very respectable family had Mr. and Mrs. Dunn. For there was high Dunn, low Dunn, under Dunn and over Dunn. All the other younger Dunns, in and out they run. There was old Dunn and young Dunn's youngest son. Young Dunn will be a Dunn when old Dunn's done. That's the chorus.
Yeah. Oh, that's easy.
Well, in course of time, this Joseph Dunn, he found himself a wife, but soon he found he had to fight the hardest fight of life to keep 10 little bellies full and a wife that wanted fun. That is before women were allowed to work. And anyone could do all that, you ought to say, well done. For there was high Dunn, low Dunn, under Dunn and over Dunn. All the other younger Dunns, in and out they run. There was old Dunn and young Dunn's youngest son. Young Dunn will be a Dunn when old Dunn's done. Well, when Mrs. Dunn presented Dunn with their first bouncing, dangerously bouncing son, they named him Henry Alexander Big John Francis Red-Headed Dunn, after his father. But eventually called him Cherry Plum, for short. And when the sliced pan loafing up and children more did come, said Mrs. Dunn to Mr. Dunn, more bread or we'll be done. For there was high Dunn, low Dunn, under Dunn and over Dunn. All the other younger Dunns, in and out they run. There was old Dunn and young Dunn's youngest son. Young Dunn will be a Dunn when old Dunn's done. Don't strain yourselves in the chorus now.
Getting around to it.
Well, here's to the youngest son of Dunn, likewise to the oldest Dunn. And here's to the youngest son of Dunn, when the oldest Dunn is a Dunn. For anyone could be well done in this big wicked world. What's done by Dunn must be well done. So well done, good old Dunn. For there was high Dunn, low Dunn, under Dunn and over Dunn. All the other younger Dunns, in and out they run. There was old Dunn and young Dunn's youngest son. Young Dunn will be a Dunn when old Dunn's done. Well done.
Well, there are thousands of songs, Ralph, written on the theme of Irish immigration to America, but there's only one song we know of that's written from immigrant letters, and it's this song, which was written by a Washington songwriter called Peter Jones, and he wrote it from letters in his own family history that were written between 1860 and the early 1890s, very grim years for Ireland altogether, when over 7 million Irish people emigrated to America, most of them never to return. And the song that he fashioned speaks to the reality of those years in a way more powerful, I think, than any history book. It's called Kilkelly, after the little village in County Mayo, where the family originally came from. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1860, my dear and loving son John. Your good friend, the schoolmaster Pat McNamara, so good as to write these words down. Your brothers have all gone to find work in England, the house is all empty and sad. The crop of potatoes is sorely infected, a third to a half of them bad. And your sister Bridget and Patrick O'Donnell are going to be married in June. Your mother says not to work on the railroad, and be sure to come on home soon. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1870, my dear and loving son, John. Hello to your missus and to your 4 children, and may they grow healthy and strong. Michael has got in a wee bit of trouble. I suppose that he never will learn. Because of the dampness there's no turf to speak of, and now we have nothing to burn. Bridget is happy, you named a child for her, although she's got 6 of her own. You say you found work, but you don't say what kind or when you will be coming home. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1880, dear Michael and John, my sons, I'm sorry to bring you the very sad news. Your dear old mother is gone. We buried her down at the church in Kilkelly. Your brothers and Bridget were there. You don't have to worry, she died very quickly. Remember her in your prayers. And it's so good to hear that Michael's returning with money. He's sure to buy land, for the crop has been poor and the people are selling at any price that they can. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1890, my dear and loving son, John. I suppose that I must be close on 80. It's 30 years since you've gone. Because of all the money you sent me, I'm still living out on my own. Michael has built himself a fine house, and Bridget's daughters are grown. Thank you for sending your family picture. They're lovely young women and men. You say that you might even come for a visit. What joy to see you again. Kilkelly, Ireland, 1892, my dear brother John. I'm sorry I didn't write sooner to tell you that father is gone. He was living with Bridget. She says he was happy and healthy down to the end. You should have seen him playing with the grandchildren of Pat McNamara, your friend. And we buried him alongside of Mother down at the Kilkelly churchyard. He was a strong and a feisty old man, considering his life was so hard. And it's funny.
Support for this show has been provided by Victor's House of Music in Ridgewood, New Jersey. Call John Zara, our friend, at 201-652-5802.
The World Game Institute offers workshops and software to provide people with information, to inspire them, and to empower them to become better global citizens and to have a better global understanding. If you know a group or a school that needs more hands-on work with world issues, please contact the World Game Institute. You can call or write us at World Game Institute, 3215 Race Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19104. Our number, 1-800-220-4263.